So I did it. I sold the Justin Reloaded YouTube channel. I know a lot of you guys, if you're coming from the Justin Reloaded YouTube channel, you're probably wondering like, who the hell is this new guy talking on the videos? I'm getting a ton of comments, a ton of DMs asking me, where's Justin? Where's Justin? What did you sell Justin Reloaded? Did you quit? What happened to it? I'm going to explain everything in this video of what happened with the Justin Reloaded YouTube channel. First off, if anybody is coming here from the Justin Reloaded YouTube channel and you haven't watched this channel before, you don't know about this side of me or whatever, basically what I do is I'm a YouTube strategist for a lot of the top channels in the political space. We recently branched out over the last year or so to just broader YouTube in general, helping people with that, being a strategist for that. I have clients that pay me for coaching. I have clients that I partner with and I run their YouTube channels and we blow them up. And we've been doing really, really well in these businesses over the last couple of years. And that kind of led me to the decision to sell Justin Reloaded. But I'm going to go into depth on all of this, on exactly what happened with the whole situation, why I sold it, how much I sold it for, who I sold it to, all this stuff, okay? Reason number one why I ended up selling the YouTube channel is, like I said, these other businesses that I was running are a whole lot more automated than the Justin Reloaded channel was. What you guys have to understand is I say this all the time. When I talk about YouTube, I say I spend 30 minutes to an hour a day on my YouTube channels and I make X amount of money, however much I made that month, right? The reason why I'm spending 30 minutes to an hour every single day on my YouTube channels is solely because of Justin Reloaded. Everything else that I do is fully automated. The only thing that I am doing every single day that's not fully automated is helping my coaching clients. That's the only other thing that I personally do because I feel like I can just do that better than anybody else on the planet and they deserve my personal help. That's the only thing that I do other than Justin Reloaded, which I'm not doing anymore. And over the last week since I sold the YouTube channel, I've been feeling really unemployed. I've been doing like very unemployed activities. All I've done the last week has been shop for a new car. Like that's it. That's all I'm doing every single day. I'm so free. And obviously responding to people, right? Responding to coaching clients and things like that. But it just wasn't as automated as my other businesses. I have a lot of other YouTube channels. I have a lot of other businesses like I talked about earlier, and it's all fully automated. All these other YouTube channels are not run by me. They're all bringing me in money every single day. And I don't know if you guys understand this. I don't even look at my YouTube dashboard. I don't do anything for these other YouTube channels. I used to think this YouTube automation stuff was all BS. And in the traditional sense, YouTube automation is BS in the way that it's pushed to you 99% of the time. But if you do YouTube automation the way that I did it, it works 100% of the time. Okay? And it's also the only thing that was holding me down to one location. I'm not a big traveler. I don't like to go to other countries. I don't enjoy flying. I think flying is one of the most miserable experiences on the planet. Genuinely. I hate it. But I do like traveling. I like road trips. I like to just be isolated and just reset mentally. I like doing that. And when I was traveling to these places, because Justin Reloaded I had to post every single day, and I always felt like the content quality and the numbers would always drop off, and it could be placebo, it could just be all in my head, but I always felt like the numbers would drop off if I didn't record the videos the same day that I was posting them. If I was batch recording the videos, I always felt like the numbers dropped off. Could be placebo, could be in my head, but I always felt like that. And so because of that, that means I got to bring my laptop and my microphone everywhere that I go and record videos and edit them no matter where I'm at. And a lot of times these hotels that I'd be staying at have horrible internet connection. The laptop is obviously not as good and as fast as my desktop. I only have one screen a lot of the time, so it's hard to switch back and forth between Streamlabs and, OBS and then the screen that I'm recording and all this stuff. It just sucks, right? I know this is privileged problems, by the way. A lot of you guys are going to be thinking that, like, this guy's complaining while I'm working my horrible Amazon job. And trust me, I understand. Like, this is a privileged problem, but I'm just explaining to you the reasoning behind why I sold Justin Reloaded. It is a privileged problem. I understand that, but it's the reality of the situation. I'm just going to explain to you the absolute truth of why I sold Justin Reloaded, okay? It wasn't as automated as my other channels and other businesses, and it's holding me down in one location. And when I did go on vacation, it was constant stress. I either batch recorded content and felt like it wasn't going to do well, or I had to bring my stuff with me and record stuff while I was there, which also just wasn't fun. Okay? The second reason, or the next reason, is the stress to money ratio wasn't worth it. Because Justin Reloaded is the only thing holding me in one location. It's the only thing that every single day I have to come sit down at this desk and record and do. Everything else I can do from my phone or whatever, right? That's the only thing where I have to come to a desk every single day and do it. It became this soul suck, this just black hole that was just sucking my energy every single day. Like, damn it, I got to sit down and record this stupid ass YouTube video. I hated it, man. I hated it. And I'll get to it a little bit later on why I hated it so much. But I didn't like it. And it sucks because Justin Reloaded has such strong sentimental value to me. I'm such a sentimental person. And it was so hard to give up that YouTube channel because of the sentimental reasons. But it was just the right thing to do. And the stress to money ratio wasn't worth it. For example, back in January, I had a record month. It was the first time I ever made $100,000 in a month. I made $148,000 in that month. Justin Reloaded was, I think, $13,000 out of that $148,000. But so that's like less than 10%, right? But Justin Reloaded accounted for 90% of the work and 90% of the stress from that month. That doesn't check out mathematically. It just doesn't. It just sounds dumb, right? It sounds stupid to continue doing that. If it's only 10% or less than 10% of the revenue, but 90% of the stress, cut that thing out. It seems so obvious, right? The only reason why I hadn't cut that out is because it's so tied to my brand. Like, I am Justin Reloaded, right? And also the sentimental reasons, the sentimental value that channel had is very strong. It's hard. It was so hard to give that channel up. It still feels so weird a week in to not having it. It feels so weird. Like, it genuinely feels so weird. So the stress to money ratio just wasn't worth it. It doesn't make sense. When you think about it that way, it seems so obvious to sell it. And then the next reason is because Justin Reloaded. And if you don't know, if you guys are coming from the Justin Reloaded channel, I created that channel as kind of a case study channel to show people how to blow up, how I would blow up a YouTube channel starting from absolute scratch. And I did blow that channel up really quickly. It went from 0 to 10,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. And then in about a year, I think it was like a couple of days over a year, we hit 100,000 subscribers. And the whole goal was to see how quickly I could blow it up to 100,000 subscribers, and then also show you how to make a lot of money from the YouTube platform as well. The second month that the channel was monetized, it made $24,000. We had a lot of big months after that as well. So it served its purpose, right? It ran its course. We hit 100,000 subscribers, and I was just kind of like, now what? You know, for the months leading up to the 100K, I was fully locked in. I was like, I want to hit this 100K. I want to get these plaques, you know, send my team some plaques and everything like that. And then we did it, and I was just like, now what? $1 million? Like, that's going to take another few years. I don't feel like doing this for another few years. I don't enjoy it, you know? And because I was documenting the entire process, and because I knew this was going to happen, and it's fine, because I was showing you guys that entire process and you guys saw how quickly I blew it up, you just automatically went to, oh, Justin must not be actually good at blowing up YouTube channels. It must just be the niche. The politics niche is just the magic pill. That's what's going to solve all my income problems. In reality, like, I could have chosen any niche and gone and done that, but I chose the politics niche, and then everybody copied me. Like, every single day, me and my team would send in our Telegram group a screenshot of another channel that's copying our exact same titles and thumbnails, our exact same video topics, sometimes even downloading my YouTube videos and just reposting them on YouTube. Every single day, we'd see a new channel doing this. And obviously, it's not going to work as well as me, right? Because you can try to imitate, you can try it, but you're not going to be able to replicate. You don't know. They just see that it does work. They don't know why it works, though. And if you don't know why it works, it's not going to work as well for you. I know I could go start another politics channel or another channel in any niche tomorrow, and I could blow it up way quicker than any of these copycats could. Because they don't have the real sauce. They don't know why it works. The only people who can do it like me are people who are inside of my program and can literally see, because I give it all the way inside, because they know all the sauce. But if you're just a random person who's trying to copy me, it's not going to work because you don't know the sauce, right? So it got extremely saturated. And then on top of that, like, politics is just slow right now. We just went through a massive election cycle, and we're kind of on the come down from that. The next election cycle is in like a year and a half with the midterms. I don't even know if that's going to be that spicy, but and the content's kind of non-existent right now. So we're recycling old content, and we're going back in time and just having to pick old stuff out. And everybody's complaining in the comments saying, why are you posting this old stuff? It's like, bro, there's nothing new to talk about. I don't know what you want me to do. And I have to post every single day because that's how the channel works. You got to post every single day, like I said earlier. So it was just this vicious cycle of like, we got to go find content. There is no content and we need content. So we either got to recycle stuff or, we got to go find old stuff, whatever. And then it's also super saturated, and the saturation on top of, it's like there's a ton of saturation, but then there's not that much content to go around. So it's just a bad situation, right? And then you also add on top of that the risk of getting demonetized or the channel taken down. I don't think this is going to happen. I didn't expect that to happen, but it has happened to me before, right? My very first YouTube channel, if you don't know, it was called Justin is Lost. It was in an adjacent niche. It wasn't politics exclusively, but it was like a culture war type channel. It made good money. It was growing really fast. And the channel got taken down for absolutely no reason one day. For like, they've never given me a reason. I ended up getting the channel back a whole year later, and now the channel makes good money for me. And it's completely automated. I hired somebody else to run it for me. But once that happens to you once, it's always in the back of your head that it could happen again, especially when you're in this like racy type of niche that is politics, right? It's always in the back of your head. It's just another, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't expect it to ever happen, but it's just another brick on top of this pyramid that is this stress, this soul-sucking thing that was Justin Reloaded. Okay? So on top of all that stuff, right? And it just became this beast where every single day I was sitting down and I would literally say, like, I got to knock out these dumbass YouTube videos before I go about the rest of my day. It just sucked, man. Like all day, it's just in the back of my brain. Like, I got to be at my desk at a certain time to pick the video topics and to record these stupid ass YouTube videos and say the same things that I've said a million times on the channel, which brings me to another point where I've never said anything on the channel that I didn't truly believe, but every single opinion that I had to extremely dumb it down, not just for the YouTube algorithm, because if I went too nuanced with it and I said the actual truth, then the videos would get demonetized or the videos would get taken down or the channel would get taken down. So I got to dumb down all my opinions, but then also I got to dumb down my opinions for the audience, because if you get too nuanced, then you start to isolate and you start to alienate certain sections of the audience. Whereas if you just say the normie conservative talking points, the dumbass talking points that everybody else says, then everybody loves you because you're just like a fence rider. You're not taking a side, right? So I was just getting on the microphone every day and I would literally just say the same things on autopilot. I got to a point where I didn't even have to watch the YouTube video that I was reacting to because I just knew what I was going to say before the video started. And I was tired of it. I was exhausted. Like I sat down and I was like, I got to record another one of these dumbass YouTube videos. Like it genuinely got to that point. And so it just became this soul-sucking thing. And it was just time, And then the next point is the payout was pretty decent. I sold the channel for a pretty decent payout. Now, I know you're probably asking, how much was it? We're going to get to that in a second. How you would normally calculate how much you sell a business for is not the same way that I calculated for how much I sell this business for a couple of different reasons. How you would normally calculate selling a business. If you have a Fortune 500 company or someone, or something like that, then you would do like a year's worth of revenue, or maybe 2 years, or maybe 3 years, maybe even 5 years worth of revenue. And that's how much you would sell the business for. Projected revenue, right? How much you're expecting to make. That's how much you'd sell the business for. For selling a YouTube channel, you're not selling YouTube channels that are making 10 to 15K a month to Elon Musk. It's not the same level of investor. You're probably selling a YouTube channel that's making 10 to 15K a month, like Justin Reloaded was, to someone else who's already making 10 to 15K a month. Nothing special, right? So I understood that, and I understood that I either have to continue with this soul-sucking channel that's accounting for 90% of the stress and only 10% of the revenue or less, or I sell the channel at an extremely discounted price. I chose to sell the channel at an extremely discounted price because of this trade-off. I understood, and you might think I'm crazy for selling it for this, but I sold the channel for 50K. Let's say that the channel averages out to 10K a month. I sold it for only 5 months worth of revenue. Now, 50K is not like a small number. I don't think if I came up to you and I said, hey, you want 50K? You'd just say, Nah, I'm good, right? You probably take the 50K, but in the context, it does probably seem like to you that's a bit of a stupid decision. But when you put it into the context of how much stress it caused versus how much revenue it brings in, you just try to take the emotion out of it as much as possible. You look at the sheer numbers on paper, and it's just like, it's the smart decision. It's a no-brainer to sell the channel at that point. So the payout wasn't bad. It obviously is not as much as I would like for it to be, because I didn't get as much as the channel is genuinely worth. I put so much blood, sweat, and tears into that channel. It's tough. It was tough to let it go for that price, no doubt about it, because I know it's worth way more than that. And I know the person who bought it is going to make way more than that from the channel, but it was just time. You know, it was just time for the channel to go. And then number 5, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm completely addicted to buying cars. Like, I love cars so much, and I wasn't even that big of a car person before I had the money to actually buy them. Once I actually had the money to buy them and I started to get into it, I'm completely addicted now. So I'm not gonna lie, that $50,000, that's gonna be a nice little down payment on a new car. You know, that's not why I sold the channel whatsoever. I'm not that addicted to where I just I'm just selling my businesses to go buy cars. That's not happening. I do love cars though. So that's another reason why 50K, that's a nice little down payment on I think I'm going to go buy a BMW M2 tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, that's really why, guys. And if you're somebody who came from Justin Reloaded, if you've watched my Justin Reloaded channel before and you supported it genuinely, I appreciate you so much. That channel has done so much good for me. It was so hard to let it go, but it was just time. I just hated the content I was making. And if in that niche, that type of channel, if I were to just take some time off, the channel would be dead when I came back. So it's like, I got to either keep posting every single day and hating that 30 minutes to an hour and it's sucking the energy from me, or I could just get rid of it and not have to deal with it anymore for a discounted price. And, you know, it is what it is. I made the decision. I'm going to stand on it. And maybe it turns out to be a bad one. I don't know. Maybe it turns out to be the best one ever. I don't know. We're going to find out. And regardless of which one of those choices it ends up being, I'm going to bet on myself 10 times out of 10. And I'm going to bet on myself to win and do whatever is necessary to continue to move that revenue number up, continue to push forward. And yeah, man, whatever that takes. If that just means starting another channel in the same niche from zero in a few months, if that's what I want to do, I'll do that and I'll blow it up. Or going into a completely different business, I don't know. Who knows what the future holds? But I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you for watching Justin Reloaded. If you did watch Justin Reloaded, and that's the reasons why. If you guys have any questions about the process of selling the channel, or more questions about why I sold the channel, so let me know in the comments. I'll answer it all. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.